What if I told you that one of the most powerful traits a person can possess isn't loud? It doesn't command the spotlight. It doesn't boast. It doesn't interrupt. And yet, it transforms relationships. It elevates leaders and it grounds success. That trait, humility. Today, I want to talk about humility not as a weakness, not as making yourself invisible, but as a strength in its quietest, most resilient form. Let's begin by understanding what humility truly is. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. It's not about hiding or shrinking back. It's about knowing who you are, recognizing your strengths, your limits, and your blind spots, and owning all of it with grace. Humility is clarity. It is balance. It is the ability to stand tall without stepping on others. In religious texts, ancient philosophy, and modern psychology, humility has always been praised. Confucius said, humility is the solid foundation of all virtues. And yet, in our image-driven, achievement-oriented world, humility can feel out of place. So how can we reclaim it? Research shows that humble people tend to have stronger relationships, better emotional resilience, and even greater leadership effectiveness. Why? Because humility creates space for reflection, for listening, and for growth. Psychologist June Tagney found that humility is closely tied to an accurate sense of one's strengths and weaknesses. It allows us to receive feedback not as an attack, but as an opportunity. It is the foundation of a growth mindset. It helps us say, I don't know yet, rather than pretending we already do. That's not weakness. That is wisdom. Some of the greatest leaders in history didn't lead by domination or by ego. They led with humility. Take Nelson Mandela. He listened more than he spoke. He lifted others. He forgave even when revenge would have definitely been justified. Or consider George Washington, the first president of the United States. At the height of victory, when many expected him to seize more power, he stepped aside. He believed in the strength of the republic over personal ambition. Washington led with restraint, with a deep sense of duty to the people and to the Constitution, not to himself. His humility wasn't weakness. It was a quiet strength rooted in principle, in service, and in respect for the greater good. And in doing so, he set a standard of leadership that earned enduring trust, not just authority. Humility in leadership fosters connection. It allows others to step forward. It tells a team, I'm here with you, not above you. That's not soft. That is strong. Now let's bring it closer to home. In our personal lives, humility is the glue that holds relationships together. It is the ability to say, I was wrong. It is choosing to listen fully instead of waiting for our turn to speak. It is understanding that the people that we love are not projects to fix, but lives to honor. Humility opens doors to empathy. It makes space for others. It asks, what can I learn from this person? What if I'm not the hero of this moment, but the student? Of course, humility doesn't always fit easily into our culture. Some cultures prize modesty, others reward self-promotion. In a world where social media rewards visibility, humility can feel very invisible. But maybe that's the point. Humility doesn't need validation. It doesn't seek applause. It doesn't need to be seen to make an impact. In fact, humility may be the counterculture we desperately need. A quiet revolution. One that prioritizes truth over image, growth over ego, and substance over show. Now, here's something surprising. Truly successful people, those who endure and who evolve, are often most humble. Why is that? Because they know what it took to get there and they know how easily it can all change. Humility keeps you grounded. It keeps success in perspective. It reminds you that while you may have talent, you are also lucky. That others helped you along the way. That you are still learning. It's the voice that says, don't let the applause drown out your sense of direction. So how do we cultivate humility? It begins with self-awareness. Ask yourself, Where might I be blind? Invite feedback from people you trust, even when it stinks. Practice gratitude not only when life is good, but even more so when challenges arise. Read more, learn often. Remind yourself how much you don't yet know. And most importantly, admit mistakes out loud without excuses, because humility grows not in perfection, but in honesty. Now, let's be honest, there are a ton of obstacles. Our egos, our insecurities, the pressure to appear confident, decisive, and in control. We confuse humility with weakness. We worry that if we don't speak up, someone else will take the credit. But the truth is, humility isn't about stepping back. It is about stepping aside when someone else deserves the spotlight. It is about stepping up to admit fault, to learn and to grow. It is about stepping into conversations that require grace more than certainty. Humility will never trend. It will never go viral. It doesn't make headlines, but it changes everything. It deepens our relationships. It elevates our leadership. It strengthens our character. And in a world of noise and ego, humility is our greatest quiet power. So today, I leave you with a big challenge. Be brave enough to be humble, because sometimes the strongest thing you can say is, I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. Thank you for allowing me to share this message with you. When we practice humility together, we can shape a world built on strength, respect, and unity. To continue supporting the channel, you can always give your thanks with the thanks button down below. You can buy the Reselloupe to add value to the photos you're already taking. Better photos means better sales, plain and simple. And you can become a member of the Resolutions Posse for less than gas station coffee and get access to What the FAQ Thursdays, where we talk about all kinds of subjects and it's always fun. As always, give this video a like, share this with anyone that needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss awesome videos like this. See you in the next one. Peace and cheers, everybody. Woohoo! I love to shoot these videos. This video comes on the back of me wanting to make some changes in my channel, changes in the way that I shoot the videos, changes in the way that I do business, and getting back to what I love to do, which is impart the little that I know in this world to somebody else in hopes that it can help them live a better life. All right, let's do this thing.